Big blow today for Canadian aircraft manufacturer Bombardier. Scandinavian Airlines announced it is permanently grounding its 27 Bombardier's Q400 turboprops after one crash landed in Denmark yesterday. The airline said in a statement, "Confidence in the Q400 has diminished considerably and our customers are becoming increasingly doubtful about flying in this type of aircraft." Bombardier has just responded to the SAS announcement. A spokesman at its Montreal headquarters says the company is not happy with the news.
We're obviously disappointed that SAS, as earlier today announced that they were discontinuing operations of their Q400 fleet following an incident yesterday in Denmark related to the right hand side main landing gear. As you may recall, SAS had similar problems earlier in September and October with its Q400 aircraft. Those problems were caused by corrosion on the retractor of the landing gear, but preliminary information that we received yesterday clearly indicated that there's no link between the past incident and the latest incident yesterday in Denmark.
44 people were on yesterday's SAS flight that crash-landed in Copenhagen. The landing gear on the Bombardier aircraft malfunctioned, causing the turboprop to slide in on its belly. No one was injured. It's the third crash landing involving the airline Q400 fleet in less than 2 months. All have involved a failure of the landing gear. More than 20 airlines around the world fly the Q400, including Canada's Porter Airlines based in Toronto. Earlier, I spoke with the CBC's Aaron Saltzman, and I asked him how this could affect Bombardier.
I talked to an airline analyst earlier today, and he's suggesting that in Canada, he's not sure it will affect Bombardier that much in terms of passenger reaction. He said that it's overseas. A lot of passengers will see that as something far away and not quite affecting them. But he did mention that Bombardier could be affected in terms of future orders. As everybody, a lot of people who follow this business know, but Bombardier is in heated competition with many other aircraft manufacturers, in particular Embraer of Brazil. If there are a few things that go wrong with one aircraft or the other, that may affect future orders. Perhaps other airlines might not be interested in ordering 10 or 20 of these types of aircraft. And the Q400, as I understand, I just talked to a test pilot. If he says it's their best aircraft, it's their top of the line, it's a very good aircraft and very safe. If there are questions about its landing gear, then that could affect Bombardier's business in the future.
And what about other airlines? I mean, we've been talking about Porter Airlines in Toronto, for example, that uses Q400s. How have they been reacting?
Porter, if you look on their website, takes a look at, talks about the Q400 as being a very safe and very reliable aircraft, and in fact there have not been any reports of any types of accidents here in Canada or even in North America for that matter. Porter, as far as we know, according to this pilot that I spoke with, is one of the few airlines, maybe even the only airline in Canada that flies this aircraft, at least flies it exclusively. So in terms of the sales and that type of thing in Canada, it's way too early to say whether or not that will affect aircraft operations here. I should say that we've spoken with a few passengers who are heading across the way here behind me. This is where, I'm not sure how much you can see behind me, the ferry coming in here takes passengers over to Toronto Island Airport, and there is a Porter aircraft, one of the Dash 8 Q400s directly over my shoulder here. We've been speaking with a few passengers who are flying to Montreal and to Ottawa. To a person, they all say they're very comfortable flying this aircraft, and they have no problems, even with word of the news of Scandinavian Airlines dropping the aircraft.